All right. The chair hasn't been fixed. I might just get a new chair, but in the meantime, I'm just gonna use what I have to my advantage. So, yeah. So today I wanted to have it on my phone. Just welcome to my second podcast. This is something that I'm gonna try to do relatively consistently. So I'm not working. So basically, I've just been on my laptop, just doing a few things. I've been spending some using time for myself and stuff like that along those lines. And I started drinking water again. So I'm gonna start drinking water. No, but one thing that I actually noticed in my first podcast is that the the sound does hiss, and that is due to the current one that I have. The one that the microphone that I have is better outdoors, which is why if you vlog with it, it's a lot more clear. So what I'm gonna be doing is I already ordered another mic, like a lavalier mic, which is gonna be a lot more clear. So yeah, so that's gonna come. I hope hopefully by tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I kind of want to just go through some things that have been kind of on my mind and things that I've been currently doing. And yeah, so basically, you guys know I'm starting over again. The creaking sound. I'm starting over again. So, well, when after I came back, I was just I was trying to figure out what I should do. Like I couldn't figure out what to do. I couldn't figure out what to do. I came back, you know. Before that, I was kind of like a contractor. I was doing e-commerce. I was doing photography. I was doing video, and I was kind of like just bouncing off those. And then when I came back, things are a little bit different. I mean, it's kind of calmed down a little bit now with the pandemic, but there's a lot of things going on like outside externally. So just coming back, I've kind of just been at home most of the time. So, I've just been playing some video games on my laptop, just doing a few things. And yeah, but the one thing I couldn't figure out was what should I do? Um, so what I decided to do was one night wow, like I was thinking of using my phone as my camera, but I realized you have your camera. So I started doing a lot of research, and I just researched a whole bunch of stuff. And then after that, what happened was through that research, I figured out how to better use my camera. So now I was able to figure out you know, why the focus was weird, or why the sound is weird, or this, just stuff like that. So yeah, so starting over, I don't know what it's gonna come out of all this. I really don't know. But one thing I do know is that as long as I'm doing something and I'm figuring something out, something's gonna work out. Something's gonna stick eventually. I've been doing videos for some time now. I don't even know if videos is what I want to do, but as I have this time, I'm trying it out. You guys know that in my main channel, I started off with trying to say that I want to become a filmmaker. So while I was doing that, I was getting some gigs where I was shooting videos for other businesses or just individuals who wanted to shoot something, and some of it was paid, some of it was exchanged, some of it was free. So I was kind of like trying to increase my skills in video making. So that was my goal at first. Then after that, I got into e-commerce a little more, and then I kind of got a little deeper into it. I was thinking maybe I should buy and sell products. And then after that, I went traveling, and then I said, you know what, maybe I'll be a travel blogger, vlogger, I don't know, kind of that kind of way. And then, but after that, I kind of stopped a little bit, and now I'm kind of in this realm where I'm like, okay, what's next? And the only thing that I can think of right now is photojournalism, or even video journalism, whatever type of journalism. I've always been intrigued with photojournalism. Some of you guys know I went to school for photography, so I've always been into street photography, but it's more in the landscape side, and I like to depict a story out of a photo or a video. So that's something I've always been really, really into. So I think what I'm leaning on doing is just trying that out, and but that's besides the point. Anyways, all that stuff I just discussed, that's just on what's on my head. But the main reason why I wanted to do this was I know that a lot of us, including myself right now, you guys can see I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just kind of going off the ball, and I'm just trying new things. And nobody's perfect, nobody has things figured out. And for me, um, just doing different things, just being at home, I just do run a lot of errands, and I just do a lot of different things. I experiment with a lot, and I just try to figure out what I can do just to improve or just to get better. So you guys know I've been going for runs, I've been starting this YouTube podcast style kind of thing. I'm gonna start doing YouTube on my main channel as well, and then yeah, and then I'm gonna obviously start uploading photos on Instagram. I'm on a social media detox right now because I just sometimes you just need that detox, and through that detox I found that I can rearrange everything and I can start making videos again. So that's what I did. I rearranged pretty much everything, and I'm probably gonna have another desk hopefully on the other side. So I'll show you guys like a little setup here. So yeah, we'll see what happens there, and then yeah, I'm gonna try that, and then yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, basically it's this concept of starting over, and I think it's important to understand that if you are starting over or you don't know what you want to do, the best thing you can do is just try things out and just keep learning, and use, especially now with a lot of us have free time. So because a lot of us have free time, it's best to just utilize the time that you have and just really figure out what you really want. For me, I kind of know what I want, but at the same time too, I don't know how. It's more like I just don't know how to reach that. So I've been on the internet just doing some research, and sometimes I've just been like, I just leave everything alone. I just kind of like either read a book or read my Quran or just something along those lines. There was actually a cool book. I was actually in the airplane the other day, and I forgot what the name of the audiobook was. You know how in the plane they have like movies and like shows and like stuff like that. So I went on randomly. I just went on the podcast section because I think I watched like two movies, and then what happened was I found one audiobook. It was called Focus. It's called Focus by Babota. I hope that's said that right. But yeah, it was pretty good. It's only 4 hours long, and basically that audiobook is just, it's pretty straightforward. It's just the concept of taking yourself and taking, not using, just sometimes putting your phone away, putting everything away, and just be present with everything. Because I know I'm really attached to my phone. I love using my phone, obviously. I'm sure many of you guys do. If I'm not on my phone, I'm on the computer. If I'm on the computer, I'm playing games. If I'm on the games, I'm doing something else, right? So that's something that's something for me. That's why I kind of went through that detox, just to kind of get away from it. And when I mean detox, you don't have to like go out of every platform. You can just go out of platforms that you find that are just the most, I would say toxic to yourself, and that you feel like just kind of affects you the most. So for me, it's definitely Instagram and Facebook. Those two platforms are definitely the most. And then even Twitter. I didn't deactivate my Twitter, but I left Twitter for a few days because, and I haven't checked it, like I've checked it maybe once a day or just to see like what's trending, but I don't check it like the way I used to check it. It was on my phone. I deleted the app on my phone. I deleted Instagram and Facebook, and I deleted the Twitter app on my phone. So I still have things like WhatsApp and like Snapchat. I don't really use that. It's more as like a form of communication with like family and some friends. But yeah, that's kind of what I've done, and this detox has really helped me, and that's what the book was mainly about. Just putting things. It's like everybody has their own strategy. You always have, the way I always approach things, you have to have a strategy with whatever you're doing. So basically, what I mean strategy, you have to go through what's not working for you and figure out how to make it work. So for me, I realized that once, because I'll go through this a little deeper a little later. I don't think it needs to be emphasized, but I had two accounts. One account for friends, one account for more in the business side. So when I go in that friends account, I always felt like there's just something that always felt really not toxic, but it always felt like I was comparing my life in this. But when I was on the business one and I deactivated the other one, I always felt like I was just more focused on what I was trying to do. So that might have to be a change, and we'll figure that out slowly but surely. And that's just the thing, experimenting. You just got to keep doing things and keep doing new things. And that goes on to my next topic. Sometimes you're doing something, you don't know what you're doing, you don't know why you're doing it, you're just trying it out, and that's okay. Sometimes you don't know what direction you're heading in. Sometimes you don't know. Sometimes you just don't know why you're doing something. Sometimes you're unsure, right? So sometimes it's fine to like. It's okay to not. It's okay to be unsure. It's part of life. You know what I mean? So that's something that I had to change my battery there. My battery died. I had a feeling, but it was gonna die. But I was kind of being a little ignorant. But anyways, yeah, sometimes it's so going back to that. Basically, what I was explaining, it's okay to be unsure. Sometimes you don't know what you're doing. Sometimes you don't know what direction you're heading in. Sometimes you just don't understand why you're doing something. And for me, that's why I pray 5 times a day. That's why if I'm unsure, there's a prayer I play called istikhara, which I pray, and that's kind of like the prayer for decisions. But besides that, there's a lot of things that what you can do is just try new things, and you can always take a step back. You don't always have to have this hustle grind mindset. Like for me personally, I used to have that hustle mindset, and oftentimes you burn out really fast because obviously if you're doing what you really enjoy, it's like they say, it doesn't feel like work. However, for me, everyone's different. I found that when I'm hustling, even though I have a competitive mindset or a competitive spirit, I tend to burn out really fast because when I mean hustle, for me it's like you're going all day all night. You when you're thinking about it. You're thinking about it. You're not sleeping. You're constantly going at it. So that's what I mean by the hustle mindset for me, right? But if you're someone who is currently going through something, or you don't know what you really want to do, or it's currently this pandemic going on, and you don't really know what to do while you're at home, something I've done, and a lot of people don't like him, but it's something I did back in 2016. So I decided, why don't I do it again? I'm doing the 67 steps again. It's the Tai Lopez 67 steps. I'm doing it again, and it's not about, well, a lot of people are gonna say, oh yeah, this guy's just there, but there's a lot of golden nuggets in that program. And I mean, it was $67 that I bought back in 2015, which I bought, and I finished it the first time in 2016, and I never actually got finished it after that. After 2016, the first time I finished it, I've always gone to it, but I never actually I wasn't consistent with it, and I always saw it there 10. So now I'm doing it every day. I'm almost 15, I think, and I've just been doing it usually every day, if not the second day. So it's something that I've been doing because I remember back in 2016 I did it, and as a result I propelled a lot, especially in my photography career, right? So, and especially think about yourself back in 2016. Think of how much you've grown. Think of how different person you are. So when I listen to it, or when I'm observing it, I come with it with a different mindset. So that's something that I've really tried to just do, and just try it out and see if it works. If it doesn't work, hey, you've tried. That's the most important thing. Like it's important to try new things, and I think that's something that, especially even me, like I struggle with it as well. Sometimes you're hesitant to try something because you're scared that someone's gonna say something, or this or that, or this or that. But sometimes you just have to try it out. Like for me, the things that I'm currently trying out is, obviously I'm doing the 67 steps. I want to learn how to cut my own hair. Like I'm a pretty simple dude, and I don't usually have like, I don't know. I don't need to go to a barbershop like I usually go like once every 2 weeks if my barber's around. Lately I haven't seen my barber. I'm not sure if he's here. So for me, doing the research to figure out a barber, going to the barber shop, and then trying to, it's not establish that connection, but when you don't know a barber, you guys know how it is. It can take a while to get a haircut, or even you won't get the haircut that you want, and hopefully you could establish that connection. For me, it's always been hard. I've always had one specific barber, and even I mean when I was in Africa, I actually had a specific barber there, and then but lately I don't know what barber is. So I've been learning. I want to learn how to cut my hair, right? I'm also want to get back into fitness. So I've taken a different approach. Before I used to really get into weights, mainly weights. Now I'm trying to start running and see how it is, because as much as I want to get bigger, I also just want to be healthy. And something I found is that when I'm just trying to gain weight, I got sick a lot. So I'm trying to experiment, see what's working, see what's not working, and yeah, just trying to figure out my fitness, and obviously my career as well. I'm trying to figure out what I should do. I'm always researching what I should do in my career and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's something I wanted to kind of share with that part. And I think it's important to really just be aware of what you're currently doing. And so that's something just be aware of. And yeah, I think that's an awesome thing. And then yeah, the future. The next part, and this is the last thing I want to kind of discuss, is the future. You know, sometimes we tend to overthink things because of fear. Fear is a huge thing where we fear that something might not work out, or we're unsure. A lot of times it's more unsure, or we have a certain task and we don't know how to accomplish the next task. And that's what I've been having with this thing too. You know, I with this I was kind of like in this stage where I was trying to figure out, okay, what's next, because sometimes when you don't know what's next, you tend to just you tend to stall, and you tend to procrastinate. And when you procrastinate, that really affects all of us, right? So something I've been trying to do is just, if I'm confused or I'm lost about something, either I'll go back and I'll just go get away from it, and I'll just say, okay, I'll do it later, or I'll just go play some games, or I'll just go for a run, or I'll go see my family, or I'll just do something along those lines, something that will kind of get me out of that, because sometimes you just need to get out of that space. And I think that's something that needs to be emphasized a little more. This hustle culture we've kind of that it has been established. For me, when I was in the hustle culture, I was focused on that one thing constantly, and then once I got off that thing, that's when I burnt out. Because when you're in that stage, you're in that mode, you're not really focused on what you're supposed to do. But when you're in that, it means you're not focused on the big picture of everything. But when you're out of that stage, you're kind of in that kind of, how do I say that? When you're out of it, you realize like, whoa, like I did a lot. And sometimes this is my approach, obviously, and that's something that's been working for me. And whether it's gonna work with my career, we'll see what happens. But it's helped me start making videos again. You know, I think a week ago, I told myself I don't really want to make videos. I don't really want to do photography. I don't really want to do any of this stuff, because I don't know if it resonates with me. But I said, you know what? Let's try it out again, because who knows? I don't know. Like you can't predict what's gonna happen in the future. For me, I have this setup right now. I'll show you guys this setup a little later. And yeah, I'm hoping that I can start making some consistent videos again. And I really do want to start making videos again, because it's something for me, what my ideal lifestyle is just to be able to do my work on my own time. For me, the reason why I wouldn't want to work for someone, and even if I did work for someone, I'd want it to be mobile. Because the reason why I wouldn't want to work for someone is just, it's not your own time. You know, there's this thing where, and it's okay if you like structure, then it's amazing. It's great for you. For me, I'm very mobile. So some days I like to sleep a little later. Some days I like to wake up really, really early. Some days I like to go for runs in the morning. Sometimes I like going the runs in the afternoon. Sometimes I like to make videos in the morning or night, or it's just something along those lines. For me, the way my head works, or just the way I work, is I work when I feel like working. And a lot of times I usually work within the same hours that I would work at a regular job. So, or even I would get more done because I'm more efficient. And I think that's what we need to emphasize a little more than this hustle culture is just what we just have to figure out what our structure is, what works for us. And I think that's why I was before I was trying to look at this like lifestyle. I forgot what it's called. It's like a lifestyle career or, but yeah, I was just trying to figure that out. You know, there's a book called The 4 Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. It's a great book, and it's a great book. It gives you great ideas. For me, it's not something that I will completely follow 100%, but there's a lot of great concepts. And I think that the concept of being able to, for me personally, to, especially for me, like when I feel like making a video, then I make a video, right? The concept of being able to do something on your own time, as long as it gets done, obviously, then that's why you set deadlines. That just makes things a lot easier. For me, my previous job, and I really, it was great. It was a great job, and it was interesting. But the thing was that I realized that, you know, sometimes it's hard to be in an office, and also the commute was pretty long. Actually, it wasn't my last job. It was the job before that. So this is back in, like, I think it was 2 years ago. So this is, wow. This is, yeah. So being in an office is not easy. And then when I was doing the contractor job was good too, but also it required me to be at an office quite a bit as well, because I was always doing some e-commerce stuff. And then the only time that I was able to really do like mobile stuff in my career, my work, was when I was doing photography or videos. So that was something that because I was constantly going to meet clients or this or that, which was awesome as well. But yeah, that's something I kind of want to just emphasize. You know, this hustle culture, that just be more attentive, and just figure out what works for you. I always say figure out what works for you. Like, don't figure out what works for this person, that person. You can emulate. You can try to figure out what they did right so that you can do it right as well. If there's a certain career that you want, but you can't always try to copy what that person is doing 100%, because you are your own individual, right? You have your own destiny. You have your own vision, right? So that's why I always emphasize that it's important to kind of go along those lines. So, but anyways, guys, I'm just gonna cut it for now, and then hopefully that mic will come tomorrow, and we'll see how that works. But yeah, let me know if there's anything that you guys want to kind of discuss, or maybe if you guys want to maybe do like a video chat, and then we can kind of like discuss something. That would be kind of cool. If you have any guests that you want to see on this, and then yeah, that would be kind of cool as well to have some guests. Maybe not now, but I mean, I have some friends that are pretty cool, and I think that would really be cool for the podcast. And yeah, I think that this can go a long way. I think that there's a lot that we can do here. So yeah, let's see what we can do. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. And I will see you in the next video. Oh, by the way, the first video that I made, I looked really angry. And I was looking at my video, I was like, why do you look so angry? Like, you're not even mad. So I hope I don't look too angry in this video. Maybe it's the light. Maybe I have to adjust that light, but that's just all part of learning. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to cut it. Peace.